Hello friends, today is 31st of December. I'm a little bit bored, so I said let's make a short video on what I carry on me every day in my pocket. How we came to that I carry it, what kind of steel and how I maintain it. For a long time I didn't carry any of my knives because, it was better to give it to somebody or eventually sell it. But then two guys told me, well, man, that's no way to be a knife maker. You have to carry your blade. So I decided to carry this Fox. I always struggle with the GoPro how it focuses on a close range, so if it doesn't show well, I will make another video close up with my phone. This Fox, it's a frame lock, which means the frame, liner lock. Liner, I have to push it inside and the knife closes, or if I open it here, it blocks the blade from closing. There is a small pin that serves as a, I don't know how to show it, as a one hand opener. The new ones, I removed this because due to legislation in some countries you should not have a one hand opening type of blade, which I don't understand anyway, but I will not go into politics. On this one I have the walnut scales, very thin. And that's mostly it. Knife is the detent ball, which is inside. I will not go into the structure of all of it or take it apart. You can Google detent ball, DETENT. But if you struggle with it, if you cannot find it and you really want to know, drop me a comment. Of course, while you're subscribing also, because that helps a lot. I will make another video. I will take this knife apart and I will show you all the details. Anyway, this knife is always with me and I tend to like it, razor sharp. Essentially, currently, you can see now this part is still relatively sharp, but here it will cut. I just took out a small wig so you can see the knife. Let's say it's still usable, so you can cut. The twig is of course small, but anyway, this is the knife. It's not a heavy duty knife. Now, to sharpen it, knife is a high carbon steel, 1095 to be more precise. I don't know, my first knives were high carbon steel. They are easier to, let's say, sharpen and maintain, but also require lower temperatures typically for the heat treatment. So that's why I stuck with it. It's relatively simple, but it allows me to build some really useful and nice blades. But what is more important, they sharpen very easily. So what I have here is a ceramic rod. I use ceramic. I had my knives coming back really almost torn apart because people use them sharpen the kitchen knives on really, I don't know how to say that, rough or relatively low grit rods. So it's not. I use ceramic. So what we will do, you can see at this point I am using a little bit more pressure because I want to remove a little bit of material. what is important, if you don't know how to sharpen your knife, you know, you can see a bunch of tutorials online. You know, just don't go with the nuclear science kind of stuff. The key point is to keep the angle at which you are, you know, driving the knife across the medium with which you, well, I say medium because it can be a stone, it can be, you know, some other form of abrasive. So, and then essentially I like to feel it with my fingers. You can see knife is already razor sharp. Now, what I like to do to go even further, this is just a normal belt from pants, which was already old. I cut it, glued it onto the piece of wood. You can see what I didn't pay attention is there is on the side, it's a little bit of wood, which can be sometimes a little bit problematic, but not really. I'm pointing this out. If you are doing it, make sure the piece of wood is as the same width at your belt, so it will be just, let's say, a little bit more convenient. And then just stropping. Here I apply much less pressure. Let's see. So you saw where we came from a knife which was still usable in outdoor situation into the knife that cuts much better than before. This, I'm pretty sure you cannot achieve with stainless steels with a lot of, you know, additives, where the carbides present in the steel will make this task much more difficult. I'm not sure whether that knife will, you know, the sharpness will last much longer, but for sure it will be much harder to sharpen again. So that's it. You see what I carry with me? It's a very nice, and it comes in handy also here in the shop when I work on some projects to cut stuff. Because I don't know, I have I don't know how it's called Olfanoš in Slovenia, but this, I don't know, the blades here are worn out immediately, so I don't like that. So this is with me usually. Of course, sharpness on GoPro was not, let's say, good enough in my opinion, so I decided to make you a short insert so you can see a knife a little bit better. You can see the liner, how the detent falls into the hole in the blade. Detent is here on the lock, and how it opens. Stop pin. If there would not be no stop pin, the knife, when you would cut, it would turn around, turn over, roll over, however you want to call it. But that's it. High carbon steel with its, you know, patina that builds up with the usage. And how useful this is you can check my other video called Bunkers, Bears and Survival Tips. I'm using this exact knife to start a fire, so use it with the Firesteel. That's it. That's my everyday carry. And this is my current build, where you can see the parts a little bit. I just decided to show you. So this is detent ball. You can see it. It's the ball which I insert into the steel. And here on the blade itself, there's a hole. So when the blade it's closing, this one falls into here and keeps the blade from opening, you know, when we don't want it in the pocket or something. And you can see the structure of the brake. Here is the spring. So it's all 1095 steel. It's the steel that I have for various knives, so I make everything here. The bearings, the axis over which the blade rotates, but also which we use to screw the whole structure in place. Stop pin, which goes in here. So that's it. That's it. I hope you liked it. If you did, there will be more content on the knives, general bushcraft, fun, maybe even some simple cooking. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of it. Thanks a lot. Happy New Year.